Hey, ladies and gents, we are back with some Avorion, and it's been a good summer. Took a little bit of time off there to enjoy the summer and all that kind of stuff. This fall, finally got my first kid off to college, so that was a little different feeling not having one of the runs running around the house now. But for the most part, we're going to head back into the video series again about Avorion. We got a new DLC out here apparently with some new bosses. I haven't finished this part yet here to kill the end game of this game yet, and then I'm not sure where we're going to go with this, or if we're going to go with the doing a complete replay again, or there was somebody who suggested maybe we should play this as a like a total from start to finish, like everything, not just skipping things and playing just the highlights of the game. Haven't really decided yet. So what is this video about? This is going to be about the best turret in Avorion, and I'm going to jump right to this. I'm not going to him-haw around, piss around, whatever. This is for if you're a new person to the game, or even if you're an old hat or whatever. So the old 2.0 railguns were the king of the game, and now it is rocket launchers. You cannot argue that there is nothing better than the rocket launcher currently in game. Range, accuracy, and DPS, they just beat everything. So when you're first starting out in the game, you should be kind of headed toward that direction, at least the end game part of it here. So we're going to look at where you start. For the most part, I don't build turret factories out here. I usually build them. The only time I start building them, I build them right here at the edge of the barrier. The level 36 or whatever it is. This is the first place I'll be in turret factories. So the ones I was able to get here were these ones. So good, decent DPS, decent, yeah, per slot or whatever. Those got me through the outside of the barrier pretty easily. Once you get inside the barrier, things change, and that you now become available. Now what comes available is what we call the coaxial. So once inside the barrier, you get an extra different kind of a turret, which is called a coaxial, which only fires in one direction. Typically, these weapons are more powerful than the turreted ones that you see outside the barrier. The difference is that they're not easy to shoot at. In fact, in my opinion, all coaxials are worthless except for the rocket launcher, except for unless you're shooting at a stationary target like a station or something like that. For the most part, they're not easy to hit targets with because your whole ship has to move. Plus the lead and all that. I mean, you can make it work. Don't get me wrong. And there's some people that can snipe with them pretty well. For your average player, they just don't work that great, except for like I said, unless you're shooting at a solid target. However, coaxials, especially with the rocket launchers, once you pick your target here, for example, let's pick that asteroid, and you fire all of your rockets, go directly toward the target. They don't miss. They can't get intercepted, all that blah, 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 blah crap. So, once again, easily the best turret right now in game. So if you are, working toward the end game here, that's the stuff you need to be hitting. This is the turret you need to be working for. We're going to jump over here and look at the build turret part of it, which is this coaxial right here. Servos, rockets, high pressure tubes, fuel, targeting cards, steel, and wires. These right here should be on your list of shit to steal or buy. Even way outside the barrier, I start stockpiling this stuff right away. As soon as possible, I start stockpiling this. I don't sell them. I want to stockpile them before I get to the inside of the barrier. So I think I have roughly somewhere in excess of, tens of thousands of everything except for the rockets and the targeting cards. These two are the hardest to find. So if you start seeing these, picking them up, just, pick them up and stash them somewhere. Do not sell them because they are hard to find. Even late game into the game here. So that'll hopefully help some of you new guys out to kind of understand what's the best turret right now in the game. However, you do with the shielding, changes in the shielding, you will find that they have what they call resistance to, like, say, a physical attack, which is what a rocket launcher is, a physical attack. So what you need typically, even then, I still carry electrical weapons on my ship, 3 of them, to knock down the shields. Once the shield's knocked down, then your regular rocket launchers. Rocket launchers is still going to work against the resistance. They just get a modifier that I think it halves their damage, which is no big deal. So if you're fighting a large group of like 12 or 15 ships or whatever, you just pick the one that's not. You pick the ones that are not resistance, kill them first, and then proceed to kill the one that's resistance. This one, by far, these are my endgame turrets right here. These I don't need to get anything else. These things are ridiculous. With a 42 continuous shots, 60-kilometer range, they don't miss. With a 98% accuracy, I could just fly out any direction I want, keep pushing the button until everything's dead. I usually don't even take damage to the shields anymore. And with a damage per slot, you can't beat that. 7,627 per slot, which is, this one's a 5-slotter. So with this putting my ship up to 322.67 Omicron, I have nothing to worry about here. I tried to cut a little something different here. I got most of them pointing forwards. I got a couple pointing to the side, 2 of them pointing to the rear, just to give a little bit of different look. Kind of give it a little different, when I shoot, it does a little bit of different stuff here, right? There we go. So with that said, guys, haven't decided what I'm gonna obviously play the game more regularly now, trying to get to look at some of these new bosses apparently with the DLCs, and trying to decide whether or not what I'm going to do with the next version of this, or next possible playthrough here. Yeah, sometimes these games can get really long, and then you kind of like, oh, you know, you get interested for like the first 100 hours, then you start like, oh, I don't want that. I still want to try to have that. You know, I'm still having fun in Avorion, but we're going to finish up this video series with the final destruction of the center boss and all the bullshittery that's involved in that event, and hopefully we'll find some of the new mini bosses and the 4 new motherships. Apparently that new came out now. Hopefully that's something new. I'm not sure if it's came out or it's coming out. We'll find out here shortly. So with that said, guys, you guys have a good night, and we'll talk to you later.